Welcome to the #Attitudeshield podcast, the true mental operating script rewriting program designed for those looking for a change from within. No more hype or sugar-coated promises. This is to-the-point guidance on how to change the way we think to grab the life we always wanted. Are you ready for the change? Now your host, David L. Parker.
Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of #Attitudeshield. I am David L. Parker, and my guest today is a good buddy of mine. We have quite the funny and entertaining story, if you will. Both of us have been through a bunch of stuff, but we met in a funny way, which we'll talk about in a second. And anyway, Brian Glenn of Kansas, say hello.
Hello.
Well done. He's easily trained. How's things out there in the land of Kansas?
Wet.
Okay, if we have one-word conversations the whole day, the listeners are going to be like, what is wrong with that guy?
Well, you asked, I answered.
Okay.
I mean, seriously, we got 10 inches of rain in the last week, so yeah, we're a little bit down.
Well, I know a guy who can build a boat.
Yeah,
a little
me
bit.
too. Probably gonna need it.
So, Brian, how far back you and I go? How long you been putting up with #Attitudeshield?
Well, it feels like about 50 years.
Oh, darn.
I don't know, what's it been? Five, 6?
Yeah.
20 years it's been?
Now, we met via Periscope when I first started the Attitudeshield broadcast, right?
Correct.
And let's back up, though. You live out in Kansas with your paparazzi wife, Crystal.
That's right.
And we've known each other a few years. So anyway, like I said, we met via How did you find me on Periscope? Do you remember?
I don't remember how I officially found you on Periscope, but I know I stumbled across you and I was like, who is this goonball? And then just started listening to you. And then I think you reached out to me, if I remember correctly. And then it was just its whole, so they say, history from there.
Yeah, it was very entertaining. So Brian and I met, like we were talking about, via Periscope. And then I was going to a motivational convention out in the Grand Ole Opry in Nashville with my amazing bride. And I extended an invitation to Brian and his bride. And you hopped in your big old Yukon and drove how many hours?
For us, it's about 8 hours.
To come hang out with my wife and I in Nashville, and you'd never even met us before.
I was going to say, keep in mind that you and I had never actually met except for over a few video calls. And yeah, we jumped in the Yukon and drove out to Nashville, and I think you and your wonderful bride had the same conversation that me and my wonderful bride had on the way out there. It's like, how crazy are we?
Well, my bride and I have never had a question about that. We've always known. She was very versed in my craziness when she basically, well, there is no basically. When she proposed, she knew that it was a crazy time. So that's all there was to it. So let's see. I think I found a picture, Brian, that you may enjoy. Hold on here a second. I'm going to have to do a little screen sharing here. I got to get the picture pulled up. And everybody else that's watching the video, if you're on the podcast, sorry, you're not going to be able to see this. Just not the way it works. Screen share. Yeah. Don't get scared. Okay, got to go here, and we're going to take that picture. Nope, this one. Here we all are.
Oh, yeah. Holy heck.
Yeah, that's been a couple of minutes right there, hasn't it? So there's good old Daryl and my wife and I and you and your amazing bride on the riverboat ride in the Grand Ole Opry.
Yep, I've got the same picture.
Yeah, that was good times. And we had literally met face to face the first time there, like, a couple of days earlier. It's not like this was some big, long, figured out stuff. But
yeah,
one of the reasons you and I have been and continue to be in each other's inner circle is because of the things you've been through and your attitude and your amazing attitude shield, even though you may have not called it that, obviously, before we met. But I mean, one of my favorite stories, and I'm not going to tell it, you tell it, is you got shocked by lightning?
No. Not by lightning, close. It's a very shocking story. But no, I was actually setting a fence post in my backyard in the summer of 2000 and hit a 7,200 volt power line.
1.21 gigawatts.
That's right. And it pretty well lit me up, so to speak. And yes, to answer your question, I had my yard marked, so.
Right, so basically you got hit by lightning.
Yeah, a small version. Mm-hmm.
Right, how far did it throw you?
About 10 feet.
Wow. And didn't you lose some muscle control or some other things happened after that?
I lost a lot of stuff after that.
What'd you lose?
Short-term memory for one.
I'm sorry, what are we talking about?
Yeah. I'm just making it up as I go. I have a lot of first-time conversations, no matter how many times I've had them.
Okay.
But lost a lot of sensation as far as my nerves, short-term memory loss. Man, the list, I don't remember. What were we talking about?
Right.
A lot of field of vision, lots of different things.
Right. But how did you make it through all that? I mean, nobody would ever know if they met you that you were shockingly exciting.
That's right. Thanks. How did I make it through all that? I just did. There's nothing I could do about it. All I could do was live with it and make the best out of everything. Ultimately, it got to the point where my nervous system started to regenerate, and when that happens, it was described to me by my neurologist that taking that kind of electric shock is like the breaker box in your house. You flip off all the breakers, pull all the wires out, and then just start randomly plugging back into different places and then flipping your breakers back on. So when that happened, I started having, like, you'd stomp on my foot and my arm would hurt. Crazy shit like that. And so I just started having fun with it. And that's...
Let me get this straight.
That's the only way I made it.
You're having all these problems and you started to find a way to have fun with it.
Yeah.
Right. Like, that's not like the most superior attitude I've ever heard. Hey, look, if I poke myself in the eye, my butt hurts. Of course, some people may say that's because my head's up there. But anyway. And you were a truck driver for a long time, right?
I was.
How many millions of miles did you do?
Probably got a couple million miles. Sitting in the seat.
And stayed skinny, huh?
I did stay skinny, and I solved the world's problems every night.
Oh, yeah? Which ones did you solve?
All of them.
Every single one? Did you ride with a guy named Pinky?
I did not meet a guy named Pinky.
So let's remind everybody, if you love this show, please support us by buying us a cup of coffee. All you got to do is click the link down in the description, and hey, share this on your social media. If everybody impacts one person a day, imagine what we can do with the whole planet. But Brian, speaking of impact, tell me from your perception, hanging out with me, listening to Attitudeshield, even sometimes influencing things on the show, what has it done to help you? Has it helped you in any way, shape, or form? What's it like to be on the other side of this mic?
I find myself quoting Attitudeshield a lot throughout the day, which I'm going to move my camera. Sorry about that. Which on some levels, I guess, could be considered disturbing, but...
Thanks, Brian. Appreciate that very much. This plug was brought to you by schizophrenia. What? Go ahead.
And dementia.
CRS, can't remember shit.
That's right. You know, at our age. But no, it's it's taken a way of life for me, a thought process that I have instilled a long time ago, and I can actually put a label on it. And now I can really relate to my attitude shield. That's my mindset, is my attitude shield, because I'm not going to let other people control me. Sometimes it does happen, but when that does start to happen, I really think about a lot of conversations you and I have had, and a lot of the different topics we've discussed.
Yeah.
And a lot of freaking acronyms. I mean, a lot of freaking acronyms. But those acronyms have helped me get through a lot of shit.
So pulling the power out of the word by making the words into acronyms, so you found the power there that I talk about.
Absolutely.
It's like I can't seem to express a couple things enough, Brian. You've heard me say this 1,000 times. We never talk to anybody more. We talk to ourselves. So you better learn to say the right stuff. And then there is power inside every single word if you just take the time to make the acronym come true for you. Other than the ones that I teach regularly, you got any of your own you want to share?
No, because I think you've stolen them all.
What? Wait. Stolen them? You mean you took them and now you claimed them? I got it.
Yeah. Yep, that's it.
It's like every time I hear a really good joke, I tell people I get credit for it twice, and then it's mine.
Let's see, what was that? Two episodes ago, you brought up a topic of different types of listeners.
Yeah.
And I think I recall you and I have that conversation 3 or 4 days ago. So
I don't know what you're talking about. I didn't hear you.
Only one I've recorded, right?
I think we've had these kind of conversation on listeners several times.
Yes.
And I also had a similar conversation with Eric Jackson just the other day, and he used some of the exact same words that you used.
Yep.
And it's funny how, because we're not inventing anything. We're not, there's nothing new under the sun. We're just trying to share it with people that may haven't heard it yet. Now, people just need a little bit of friendship, a little bit of inner circle. Brian, how protective are you of your inner circle? You know what I'm talking about. You've heard all my jabbering on about it.
I have, and even before I met you, I didn't realize it, but I was, and still am, extremely protective of my inner circle. Even when I've been to the point of having myself as the sole occupant of my inner circle, I'm okay with that, because I would rather have no outside influence than have a bad outside influence.
Right.
And if they're not in it for positivity, then they don't need to be in my inner circle, because I don't deal well with negativity.
Yeah, it's definitely a cancer that none of us can afford in any way, shape, or form. And it's like everybody wants to run around and, I don't know, it's those pain, what did I call it the other day? Pity party pain projectors. The people that are like, I'm in pain and you must know. Oh, great. Thanks for sharing.
Yeah, that's wonderful. Have a great day. Yeah, there was there is a pastor at my church. He was a worship leader. He's since moved to take a lead pastor position at another church.
Okay.
I bring that up because I want to share with you, because he preached on something one day that has stuck with me, and he called it the holy butt. And I'm telling you, I fell in love with it.
All right.
David, get your mind right. We're talking about a worship.
I don't know what you're trying to say.
Like he said, almost everybody, if you listen to their statements, they started off with, hey, it's a great sunny day, but it's going to rain later. Hey, it's been a nice trip, but my car blew up. There's always something negative on the other side of that but. So what he did was he started implementing the holy but, where you basically flip that around. You always end all your statements with, but hey, it's a great sunny day. but it's a beautiful life. You always finish your statements with a but positive instead of a but negative.
Well, there's a heck of a mindset, but positive. No, seriously, I like that. That's good. That's good information right there. So, whatever you're doing, all right, we'll see you tomorrow, and it'll be a great day, something like that. So you're manifesting, if you will, verbally, something great at the end of your conversation statement, no matter what the topic or where it was at. Am I understanding you correctly?
Correct.
So you're going to be doing an episode to post on the hashtag Attitude Shield website about but positive?
Apparently.
No pressure for you there, Brian? None whatsoever?
None whatsoever. None
Don't
felt.
feel bad. It's not like you got in your car and drive 8 hours to meet a stranger.
That's right.
But we both have the same mindset. There are no such thing as strangers, just friends we've never met.
What kind of crazy person would freaking do that?
Those who leave their house to drive to the gas station to buy coffee.
That's right. And I've since refilled it twice from my coffee pot in my house.
Well, aren't you just, special beyond limits of special? So you've been watching the show for a while. You've been part of the show. And what do you think of the Wonderful Wisdom Wednesdays with Mr. Eric Jackson?
I love it. It's great. You guys have had some really great conversations. I've never actually met Eric. But I feel like I can really connect with him because we're all kind of on a very similar level as far as our attitude shield and our perspective on life and different ideologies. I like it. It's good.
Very cool. Well, we'll have to figure out how to get all three of us together at the same time. I am looking to put together a small team of people with an attitude shield mindset to discuss topics with, to have a round table, if you will, and I'm trying to find those people to join us. Obviously, yourself, myself, and Eric would be quite the round table. We'll see if we can find some other folks here in the near future and do a show at least once a week where we can just discuss different topics our own way. But I appreciate your time, Brian. I want to introduce you to the Attitude Shield people so they could hear your voice on the podcast, see your face on the YouTube channel. And we'll start to do a show from time to time together and pick some good topics and work it out. Or maybe I'll do to you like I do to Eric. I'll ambush you and watch you squirm and be like, why is it going to be like that? Because why? Why do I got to be like that? Because you know that our growth is just on the outside of our comfort zone. So, like you've been doing with your amazing bride, she drug herself out of her comfort zone, and now she has her own show on what's it called?
Facebook.
Right, but I mean, she does this paparazzi stuff, right? Okay, don't make me pull teeth to get you to talk because I know you. You're like me. You don't shut up. Well, come on, Brian. How do they find this show that she does, this paparazzi jewelry show?
Well, it's connected to her name specifically, but her Facebook page is Bling on a Budget because it's fabulous $5 jewelry as her company. And she has, like you said, she has come out of her comfort zone tremendously because when I first met her, we really did a lot of attitude shield training because she was probably the most negative mindseted person that I could have encountered. And since then, she has come a long way, and due to past life experiences, she literally had a fear of being live on video. And I don't know if we've ever told you this, David, but our first video chat where we face-to-face digitally met each other with Crystal and your wonderful bride, Peg, that was her first time on video in I don't know how long, since a really bad negative experience with live video. And now she's going live on Facebook almost every day. She's learning the world of TikTok, playing with short videos and having a lot of fun with that. And it's amazing to see the transformation that's happened to her. Not a wholeheartedly negative mindset, and she's doing live videos, just having fun with it. And man, her growth has been so far out of her comfort zone. It's crazy when you experience it firsthand. Then, like you were saying a little bit ago, you're going to ambush me, and I'm sorry. That's people have tried.
Challenge accepted. Well, great. Thanks for saying that. So it's bling on a budget. $5 what? Fashion? Did you say? No, five.
Yeah. I call it fabulous $5 jewelry.
Right.
But it could be fabulous $5 whatever you want it to be.
So if people go on the internet and they look up bling on a budget, is that on Facebook?
Yes.
Okay, check that out. You know, if you're into the bling on a budget stuff, check that out. But Brian, I appreciate your time, buddy. And from Kansas and from South Dakota, we're going to say bye, Brian.
Bye.
He did so good the first time. Now he sucks again. It's all good, buddy. Thanks for coming on the show.
You've been listening to Attitudeshield, your double dose of espresso for your attitude. Check us out on Facebook and on the web at www.attitudeshield.com. Again, thanks for spending this time with us. Between now and when we talk again, keep those shields up, eyes on the target, and always be moving towards your dreams.